Today is day 24 of designing a spooky island in 30 days using no Nintendo Online. And I need to be upfront with you all. I recorded a whole bunch of footage designing different areas, doing some different daily tasks. I made a big farm area, and then my recording software decided to freeze and none of the footage saved. So we're gonna do a little bit of that's what you missed on 13, and I'm just gonna kind of go over what I worked on, and then we're just gonna move on. We're gonna keep going. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're doing great. So you may notice a new villager singing in the plaza. That is Brofina, because Brofina moved in. I have had more chickens move into my island than I've ever had, ever. So we got another chicken. I also did a cabin tour, and on that cabin tour, we had Brewster. I went ahead, I did the Brewster dialogue. I think he's probably hanging out in the museum at this point. I never go in there, so I don't know. I also ended up getting some white pansies, I think. The ones that kind of look purple, and I put them in the back of the island in the spooky area. I'm gonna add another flower back there. But the biggest thing I did was I made this farm behind resident services. I had kind of started the idea of doing a farm yesterday, but then I decided I was gonna do just a bunch of different random crops, put them all in here, and this is what I came up with. I hate that I lost the footage of me putting it together, but it's fine. Y'all can see it. It's just some dirt pathing, some fencing, a couple items. So those were the biggest things that I focused on. I think I also took a trip to Harv's Island and I bought some bush starts and just some different seeds from Leaf. But other than that, those were the big things. That's the big things that I got accomplished. So one thing that I want to focus on now, I need to go around. I've been doing some time traveling and I have flowers overgrowing the paths and just kind of spreading in places that I don't want them. I need to clean those up, but my pockets are full. So I got to kind of get organized, and then I want to start cleaning things up, because ultimately it is good that the flowers are growing and spreading because I need more of them. I've just been kind of picking them up off the path as I see them. I did get these gyroid fragments from the Cabin Island. So I'm just going to go over here, plant them, water them, just keep them out of the way. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the gyroids at this point. I've really just been setting them over here on the beach. I don't know. I'm gonna clear out my pockets because I'm not planning on using these seeds anytime soon. They've just gotten a little bit out of hand. One thing that I do want to work on today is this area right here with Shep and Coco's house. I'm gonna add some spooky decorations, and I feel like Shep and Coco, they have really gone all out with their decorations. Some of the villagers do a little bit less, some of them do a little bit more. Shep and Coco are really into it. I've got these paint cans. Like, Shep has been out here working hard to get his yard looking perfect for the Halloween season. That is the vibe I'm going for. I think just adding the items like the spooky arch and the standing lamp and the spooky tree too gives such a different feeling, a different effect than the pumpkin items. I like them both, but I do like to do a mixture of the two. I am gonna harvest some more pumpkins here because I am definitely running low and we have a lot more pumpkin things that we need to make. So I need to really be harvesting and watering anytime I get the chance. I have a full neighborhood on the other side of the island, plus the spooky section in the back. I don't know, the more I think about it, the more overwhelmed I get with how much I have left to do. I'm slowly filling up this area. I've got bushes and flowers. I'm really liking how these yards are coming out. I think they're really cute. Am I doing too much? I don't know. It's almost like my brain cannot not decorate this way. And it's really just gonna be a race against the clock to figure out how much I can get done in the next several days. I do think adding things like this, I'm just gonna put 2 pumpkins here, just a tiny little pumpkin patch with the dirt underneath them. Another easy way to add space, and you really don't have to think about it. You just plant it, move on, it's done. As I'm running through, I'm really trying to look at these sections and figure out, okay, if I just add 1 or 2 more items, can I just be done with a section? Because every time I finish one, it just feels nice to kind of check it off the list. I also really need to start decorating the cliffs. I'm gonna start out with just adding bushes, flowers, and weeds. And then from there, I'm gonna figure out if I wanna add any items. I have a feeling that I'm gonna wanna add some different pumpkin stuff up here, but we're gonna start out basic and see how I feel about it. I typically like to continue whatever I've decorated down below and extend it onto the cliffs, especially when I have these cliffs that aren't accessible. I feel like continuing with those decorations makes it just a little bit more interesting to look at. But because I'm so limited on what I have, I just don't know if it's worth putting items up here that I could be using in my main builds. The amount of flowers that I've dug up today just to move them to another location is kind of mind-boggling. Like, there's a lot. I'm trying to finish up Shep's yard here, and I'm doing a combination of the orange and yellow pumpkins in his yard. I know that it feels like a lot of orange, but I kind of like it. I like just the overwhelming feeling of orange pumpkins. It just screams fall. If I do too many different colors, like if I were to use all 4 pumpkin variations in this front section of my island, with the way that I decorate, because it's so cluttered, it just turns into chaos so quickly. Like, I think because I'm using the same colors, it still feels like a lot, but your eye isn't all over the place. Like, I feel like it's still nice to look at. I think I'm done with Shep and Coco's yards for now. I might want to add a spooky tree kind of in between their houses, but I don't think I have enough hardwood actually. I need to do another round of collecting materials. I just haven't done that in a while. I haven't been chopping any trees or doing anything like that, but I can do that another day. I can do it off camera. I'm just gonna move on to a different section. I have a bunch of bigger areas like this. We've got this space in front of the waterfall here, and these are the areas where I'm just planting trees, because the more trees that I plant, the less space I have to actually decorate. I'm also trying to be mindful of the cherry trees because I do not want to have any cherry trees on my island. I've kept some of them with the intention of using them for their fruit, but as I'm going along, I am chopping them down or digging them up and getting rid of them. It just kind of depends on where I am on the island. I have really used so many stumps to decorate on this island, but I love them so much. I wish we could put something on top of them. My meadow is almost done. I can't believe we finally have enough yellow tulips. I think I'm just going to extend it all the way along the left side of resident services, just up into the path, and then all the way down to the house that's underneath it. So not many more to go. It is definitely going to get finished. I found this little section in front of Camo Frog's house, which was just kind of strangely open. I could have just filled it with flowers and stuff, but I thought that would be too boring, so now I'm gonna put a little pumpkin farm right here. I like the way it turned out. I feel like just having that dark dirt there really fills in the space. At this point, nothing that I'm doing is an original idea. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much I can do with the items that I have in the game right now. Like, I have pumpkin stuff, and that's really about it. So farms are kind of the ultimate solution. Speaking of farms, I am so happy with the farm that I put together behind resident services. I hate that I lost the footage of it, but it's okay. We got even more done today than I anticipated because I lost that footage. So if you want to see what I get done tomorrow, that video will be on the screen when it's ready.